Hello. This week's topic is civil liberties. Civil liberties are the rights that each of us have as citizens of the United States. You can find the list of rights in the Bill of Rights, which are Amendments 1 through 10 in the Constitution. These 10 amendments were added after the Constitution was ratified. The reason behind adding the Bill of Rights was that the original Constitution didn't contain a list of rights, and some of the opponents of the Constitution believed that the newly powerful central government would take away people's rights under the new Constitution. So once the Constitution was adopted in 1789, Congress proposed and the states ratified the first 10 amendments to the Constitution as the Bill of Rights. Now, there are a number of rights contained in that list. Among them are freedom of speech in the First Amendment, freedom of religion, freedom of the press, the right of the people to assemble and protest the government, all of which, again, are in the First Amendment. The amendments 4 through 8 all in some way deal with the rights of the accused, what we call due process rights. These are the rights that a person has when they're facing legal charges in the United States. So among those rights would be the right to counsel, which is in the Sixth Amendment, or freedom from unreasonable searches and seizures in your home, which is in the Fourth Amendment, which means that the law enforcement cannot come into your home unless they have probable cause, and in most cases need a search warrant to search for evidence of a crime. And so you have those rights, the right to a speedy trial, the right to jury trial, and so forth. All of those are protected by the Bill of Rights. There's also discussion about the Second Amendment, which is the right to keep and bear arms. Certainly there are different interpretations of what that right actually means, but it is one of the rights listed in the Bill of Rights. Originally, these rights did not apply to actions of the states. Remember that the main reason the Bill of Rights was added was because the opponents of the Constitution believed that the central government would have too much power. So when they were first adopted, their language only applied to the actions of the federal government, not to the actions of states. However, after the Civil War, people realized that states were very capable of depriving people of their basic rights as citizens of this country. And so over time, as a result of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, the Bill of Rights began to be applied slowly at first, and then much more quickly in the 20th century. They began to be applied to citizens, to the actions of the states. So that in the chapter 4, please, you do want to read about what's known as incorporation of the Bill of Rights into the 14th Amendment through the Due Process Clause. That is what has allowed the Bill of Rights to be applied to the states. So for most purposes, the Bill of Rights apply not just to the actions of the federal government, but today also to the actions of the states. This is important because most of the laws that we have to follow on a daily basis are state and local laws. And so the fact that the Bill of Rights do apply to our state and local governments means that we have those rights in almost any courtroom in this country, when we're charged with a crime. So be sure to read through the Chapter 4 very carefully, and please distinguish between those rights that are more political, the First Amendment, as well as the religious rights that we have, the right to practice our religion freely and to be free from government-sponsored religion. Those are all part of the First Amendment. And then the rights that deal with those accused of a crime, due process rights, which are in amendments roughly 4 through 8 in the Constitution. So make sure you understand what those rights are, and if you have any questions, please email me or call my office. And have a great week. Thank you.